Hi and welcome to my channel, and it's a pleasure to be here after kind of a long break from the last video that I had recorded, and I must confess the break was intentional. I just had to find the right thing from the heart that I felt I should share, and I finally thought there was this one subject that I absolutely wanted to speak about and share with all of you. So the topic of the day that I have for you is called SIFAR. It's one of my favorite words. It comes from the Arabic origin, which means zero. And I hope you would agree with me that the term zero is kind of perceived in different ways by different people in the world. For most parts, the word zero is kind of looked down upon, perceiving it or relating it to failure, being unsuccessful, not being great, or not being good enough. What I really want to put across right now is ask you some questions for you to ponder upon, is how often and when was the last time you went into self-doubt? You doubted something that you always wanted to achieve. You doubted your skill. You doubted your hobby. You doubted your belief system. You could be a songwriter, you could be a dancer, you could be a content writer, you could be a painter, you could be a chef, budding chef, or maybe a cook, just trying to come up with some good dishes at home. Whatever that you believed you wanted to try doing, how often and when was the last time you doubted that? This is something that I want to take a pause. I want you to take a pause and ponder. How often do you fall into the dark pit of self-doubt? Now, to speak a little bit more about that, I kind of handpicked this amazing poem, which is one of my favorite poems by this lovely poetess, Marianne Williamson. This poem is called Our Deepest Fear, and this particular poem has been used or referenced or shown in a movie called Coach Carter, and of course also being kind of used by many famous personalities in the world. So allow me to straight away deep dive into this fascinating poem by Marianne Williamson, just for you. So here it goes. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light and not our darkness that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. You playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So very quickly, I'm going to kind of just break down this poem in my own way. There could be many explanations of the same on the internet, but this is just my thought, my perspective, relating to SIFAR, being a zero. So, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Just think about it. Aren't we scared of how powerful we are? Aren't we scared of the knowledge we possess? Aren't we scared to show to the world? How often do you say, do you realize that you know so many so many things. You may have answers to a lot of questions that you probably may come across in a boardroom with a group of friends, but you just hold yourself back at that point of time. It's like you know that you're good at it. You know that you know the answer. But you hold yourself back and you're like, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm ridiculed? What if someone laughs at me? Just think about it. So to reiterate, our deepest fear that we are powerful beyond measure. Don't forget that. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Just think about it. How often and so many times have you done that? Ask yourselves. We go on social media and we're constantly finding beauty, intelligence, success, growth, being amazing in others. Just think about it. So beautifully it says, who am I to be brilliant? Can I ever be brilliant? Can I be good? Can I be good looking? Can I be intelligent? We do that. Think about it. The other part here is that don't forget you're a child of God, and that's the truth. We are all created equal. That's what it means, at least in my thought. We are all created equal. Everybody's got a gift. You've got a gift as well. Maybe the gift of music, maybe the gift of dance, maybe the gift of seeing something that others cannot see. So believe in it. You playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. So you don't need to feel small. Don't ever belittle yourself. We always go into a self-pity that one told me something, so I'm feeling so bad, and that one kind of ridiculed me, so I'm feeling so sad. And there could be so many moments that you would belittle yourself. And I'd like to say this out loud, that the worst thing you could ever do to yourself is belittle yourself. Don't ever do that. Let me proceed quickly. So we are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. So God has given the strength, the surprising gifts, the unique talent and the intelligences to different human beings. I possess some, you possess some, we all possess a few. You need to discover them. Isn't it strange that as human beings, we've gone far and wide across the world, dwelling into deepest of the caves, diving into the deepest of the waters, climbing the highest mountains. We are so afraid to look inside us. So, think about it. As I take this ahead, it's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Positive vibes, self-belief, believing in your own light, believing in your own strength creates such a strong vibe in you that it is so contagious. And like the old saying goes, that your tribe attracts your vibe. And I would also like to say it's a cycle. Your vibe also attracts the tribe, isn't it? It's so true, right? And last but not the least, as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And that's the beauty of the gorgeousness of being fearless. When you're fearless, you truly begin to understand the meaning of SIFAR. Zero. Zero is that powerful concept that if you apply to anything or connect with anything, it increases the value of that. Zero doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Zero doesn't mean there's something less in you. SIFAR doesn't mean that you're right at rock bottom, unsuccessful and behind everybody. That's not what it means. Would you agree we live in a world of glorified extrovertness? Everybody celebrates the extrovert aspect of life, being outgoing, being very good at speaking, talking, PR skills, being the first one to kind of connect the dots, being the first one to break the ice, walking into a room full of strangers and walking out making friends, right? That kind of thing. This over-glorification of the concept of extrovertness has given the undeserving treatment to silence, the undeserving, the sad treatment to being quiet, to being introspective, to be reflective, to also being modest. And I want to say this is when you see the world around you being driven by the physical aspects of success, there's nothing more beautiful than sitting in silence, introspecting, reflecting that magic is in the less, not in the more. So it's completely okay to have very few friends. It's completely fine to have lesser things in life. Why should success be defined by the number of subscribers, number of followers, the huge number of friends one could have, the number of destinations you may have traveled in the world, and the number of photographs you can flash to the world showing how much you've seen? Then why should success and being cool be associated with the number of books that you've read and how much you can talk about everything in the world? Why? So I bring you back to this lovely poem that I just read by Marianne Williamson, Our Deepest Fear. Start believing in yourself. Start celebrating those little tiny things in life, the smaller successes. Sometimes SIFAR could just mean sitting in silence in the midst of nature, feeling the breeze, listening to beautiful music, or even the sound of birds, and shutting your eyes and expressing that gratitude to that supreme power somewhere, that thank you so much for everything that I have got in my life. Thank you for the strength that you've given me. Thank you for in another beautiful film that I heard many years ago, there's nothing, I can't get the exact dialogue, but I remember vaguely, there's nothing more kind of horrible than an amputated spirit. So you could have an arm cut off, it's fine. You could lose a leg in an accident, but if you get your spirit amputated, if you get your confidence amputated, and if you get your belief system, your belief in yourself amputated, there's nothing more sad than that. So on that very note, I'd like to remind you and request you and urge you, become SIFAR. Become that zero who kind of wraps everything in its power and brings something out of it. And I heard this very famous dialogue many years ago, जो कुछ नहीं करते वो कमाल करते हैं. So with that, I'd like to kind of bring this talk to a close, and I hope that you find something from this video once again that could be valuable to you, to your loved ones, and to your life. So on that very note, lots of love, and hope you find your SIFAR inside you someday. Lots of love to you. God bless you.